Peace, family. Big awareness energy. If you focused on healing, you do not want to miss it. Artificial love is not okay with you being you.
Yeah.
Artificial love got something to say about everything that you do. When you do something that's real you that they don't align with, artificial love finna call you out, act funny, say you acting funny, say you switching up. They're finna do everything that they can to get you to go back.
Yeah, they're gonna try to just.
You know what I'm saying? Artificial love doesn't come with elevation. It's a place of where you think you're building patience, but you only procrastinate.
Spray my house with frankincense to start my day again. Today I had to disconnect from my low vibrating friend. Hey, spray my house with frankincense to start my day again. Hey, yeah. Tell me what part of receiving love make you hate a man.
Peace, peace, peace. Shadow Work Sundays, where self-love is therapy. You already know the vibes. I am King Manifest.
It's the guy Khalil, man. We back for another episode.
I say, big energy. You know what I'm saying? Peace to the tribe. Y'all already know the vibes. We back again with another one. And this episode, it's always about self-reflection. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about the sabotage aspect and how we may be playing ourselves. We focus a lot on the external and what people are doing to us around us, but we don't really focus on what we're doing to ourselves and how we may be playing ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So tonight's episode is self-sabotage. I am my only enemy. You know what I'm saying?
I say, hold this to everybody in the chat, man. All the tribe in the chat, man. Excited to see y'all here. Catch these downloads.
You know what I'm saying? And once again, y'all already know pure elevation. You know what I'm saying? So I speak life, abundance, you know what I'm saying? Prosperity and elevation. This is a time of elevation, family, you know what I'm saying? So we're not procrastinating, we elevating. You dig?
Exactly, man. Exactly.
So let's get it. So y'all already know how we do. We like to ground this energy. We come in lit, you know what I'm saying? We coming in hot, because we love connecting with the family and connecting with the tribe. But I'm going to play the root chakra bell to help us get grounded, and then we'll move forward, you know what I'm saying, with our exercises, that we actually do together. This is actually intimate, you know what I'm saying, amongst family, amongst tribe. So take advantage of the opportunity and of the moment. Peace, family. I say. What's good, bro?
Bro, I almost didn't come back. You said I say, I'm like, oh shit, we live, bro. Like,
yeah, I was looking at you, bro. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give him a little time. I was like, bro, really in there, so I could tell. Like,
that was trippy, bro. Yeah, let's get it.
Let's get it. You know the vibes, bro. It's the energy, you know what I'm saying? So let's get into the Rainbow Collective exercise. Once again, y'all already know. Look at it, say the affirmations, you know what I'm saying? Connect with the colorology, and yeah, become one with these affirmations.
I say.
I say.
I say,
Let's
yeah.
get it.
So since we doing self-reflecting today, episode is on self-sabotaging. We're gonna center all this energy all around the heart space. You dig what I'm saying? So right under the ring finger, stimulate some pressure. You can palpate it, pulsate it, go in circular motions, and pay attention to what general area in your heart space you feel this energy. Is it coming in on the right side of your body because you're using your left hand? Is it coming on the left side of your body because you're using your right hand? You feel it in the middle of your heart space? Do you feel this motion in your heart space that you're doing? Then we going to tap the top of your head. I was just doing some research behind the scenes, and this is where your crown chakra is, but it's also the reflexology point for your heart chakra. You dig what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
we channeling all that energy in from the cosmos today, and we're gonna bring it to the heart space. Deep breath. Exhale. Ashe.
I say. So, like you said, now that we are in the heart space, I'm going to play the heart chakra singing bowl at this time. You can tap into your meditations, do a little breath work, whatever it is that you desire to do. You know, but just become vulnerable at this moment. You know what I'm saying? Become one. Become open. You know what I'm saying? Be in a place of receiving information. Be in a place of wholeness, but also in a place of self love. You know what I'm saying? So everything that we talk about tonight, that's a reflection. The only reason why we will actually put it in work and change anything is because we love ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So self love is always the reflection.
Ashe.
I say. I say. I say. Forgot we was in class. Big energy family. You know what I'm saying? Pod pod class, not podcast. You dig? You know
Ashe.
what I'm saying? Peace to the tribe. Peace to Never Soul. Y'all get ready. We got something cooking up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave that right there where it's at. You know what I'm saying? But y'all just get excitement and feed us with that energy. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
Um, but yeah, we're gonna start this episode off with a record. Me and Kyle tapped in today. You know, in the shadows, and really, it's not even that we tapped in the shadows. It's really that we pulled downloads from the astros about the shadows. You know what I'm saying? This song is called Shadow Work Upgrade. You know what I'm saying? So
Ashe.
let's get it. And so in this matter of fact, I'm not even gonna talk about that. Let's get it.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, it's still shadow work. Yeah, still shadow work Sunday. Look in the mirror, I was scared of myself. Saw my shadow in my reflection, it told me watch the step. Since when nobody else there, I went there for myself. So confused by love, I gave it with fear. Look in the mirror, I was scared of myself. Saw my shadow in my reflection, it told me watch the step. Since when nobody else there, I went there for myself. So confused by love, I gave it with fear. Yeah. I'm moving a mile a minute, but I ain't getting nothing finished. Am I making the right decisions? Am I losing my intuition? I thought they was really focused on the winning. Now they got hate in them, but I'm gon' handle business. This my life we talking about. Ain't talking about nothing but talking lots. We had to speak like I hope to top. I knew I would make it, I called it out. Self-reflection, I'm the lesson and the blessing. Was born ready. In this war, I am the weapon. Divine stepping, me and the tribe connected like intersection. I'm building my collection, playing cosmic Tetris. Me and Kai shifting dimensions through a text message. Getting upgrades through shadow work, my energy electric. Mirror, I was scared of myself. Saw my shadow in my reflection, it told me watch the step. Since when nobody else there, I went there for myself. So confused by love, I gave it with fear. Look in the mirror, I was scared of myself. Saw my shadow in my reflection, it told me why to step. Since when nobody else there, I went there for myself. So confused by love, I gave it with fear.
Like you can see, we doing shadow work. Did you know you supposed to heal your ego, not just make it hurt? You gotta change the terms. We've been nerfed, numb to frequencies, like you not disturbed. We emerge, changing all these cycles. Really, what's a curse? Hey, what's a shadow verse? Me and his verse, I'ma keep it real and teach you how to heal your trauma first. Me and King can really help you see what your soul deserves. Alchemize anxiety in your heart so you can get off your nerves. Our time is now, we don't need to learn. Remember everything that is inside, even if it burns. Before we move to cleanse you, you can feel the pull. The dark side is not evil, it's where you
look in the mirror, I was scared of myself. Saw my shadow in my reflection, it told me watch the step. Since when nobody else there, I went there for myself. So confused by love, I gave it with fear. Look in the mirror, I was scared of myself. Saw my shadow in my reflection, it told me watch the step. Since when nobody else there, I went there for myself. So confused by love, I gave it with fear. Yeah.
It can't find me. Doesn't even know where to look. And it dawned on me, fear is not real.
Bro, I gotta download. He's like, bro, remember how we was talking about the in this room you descend, right? That's only the half of it, because being here on this earth plane, this third dimensional plane, you in the cosmos, obviously that information is gonna have to descend to you. But what about that shadow? That shadow is in the underworld, letting you know that there's no reason to be fearful of fear. So you gotta ascend the shadow into your avatar. So it's a simultaneous network that's going on. You ascending and descending from these three different realms that you existing in all at one time. Like
I say, and you know, what unlocks that portal is like in this clip. You know, we talking about self-sabotage, and we talk about fear and love. You know what I'm saying? And he talk about, you know, fear is not real. You know what I'm saying? And love is, and that's deep, because fear is only driven by love. But when you understand how to operate out of love and not out of fear, then like you're able to, like you said, go to the underworld and not be fearful, but love the shadow, and then go to these higher realms and love your ancestors, love this, you know, and show gratitude to things that are not necessarily above you, but in a higher vibration that you have to pay reverence to. You You see what I'm saying? No, this is powerful, family. You know what I'm saying? We unboxing a lot right at the beginning.
No facts. It's deep.
You know what I'm saying? No, I say, you know, actually before we go to end, so we got two things to tap in on, because once again, this is podcast, not podcast. So we're gonna tap into the Naga Mudra. Now, this is a spiritual enlightenment mudra. Basically, it is a first stop mudra. It is something that helps you. And so we talked about self-sabotage. Me and Kyle, we was like, where does self-sabotage start for the most part? And we talked about the first eye. And obviously, the root of that would be the sacral. But the first eye is, decalcifying our pineal gland, killing our awareness, puts us in positions to self-sabotage ourselves. So let's tap in on this mudra, on the Naga mudra. You know what I'm saying? This is actually something you can do every day as well. It's kind of like listening to 432 hertz or something, or going out in nature. It is something that relieves relieves anxiety, depression. Help with your blood pressure, things of that sort. So it also is something that you can use on a daily to help you bring balance. When you're in situations that you feel like may be a little too much to deal with.
And I will also just like to add, just what I'm getting from the spirit is do this mudra in the sun. Being as though it's called the Naga mudra, the etymology of the word Naga actually means serpent. So this is also a mudra, like the guy said, for spiritual upgrade, awareness, enlightenment, and things like that. So this mudra can actually help to raise that Kundalini energy, because if you see where the thumbs are placed in Buddhist religion, the thumb actually equates to the fire element, right? And then right under that is where we was having our finger for the heart space, and to the left of that is the lungs and things like that. So this is a very, very powerful mudra of transformation, just in my eyes as well.
I see. You know what I'm saying? So y'all definitely tap in and utilize that, these cheat codes. And so let's tap into the definition and the etymology of sabotage.
Say this. Sabotage: deliberately destroy, damage, or obstruct something, especially for political or military advantage.
Territorial. What I mean?
Facts. And the etymology of the word sabotage, the early 20th century, from the French, from saboteur, kick with sabots, to willfully destroy. And then I will also like to add on the word sabo. When you look up the etymology of the word, or you break it down, sabo means to tailor, and taj means to touch or be taken. So again, decalcifying that pineal gland and understanding that when you self-sabotage, it's because you're taking away that sense of feeling or touch from yourself, because you were tailored a certain way based off your environment and things that you've been through.
I say you're definitely talking. I like that it says, the willfully destroy. And so remember we talked about will. We was talking about will. We was talking about, behind the scenes, in our meeting, about, you only can self-sabotage yourself due to free will. Right? And then, but then when you think about free will, you can't think about free will and not think about willpower, because the only thing that drives you and makes you tap into free will is what? Willpower. And so we still talking about these wheels. So free will. So we have these wheels within us, these chakras, these wheels within us that are free wills. We was born with these. These are divine alive. These are free will. You don't got to pay for these. This is here. But how are you going to will? What type of power are you going to use to will these wheels? You know what I'm saying? What? And so what happens is that when I break down willpower, right? So they say, or free will. So they say free will. So I say, the will of what? The will of God. You see what I'm saying? And so when you understand and you operate and you understand that everything is spinning, right, in the spiral and the wheel, then you understand that all that is representing God. And so you want to make sure that you are spinning or operating in your chakras and your everything that you're doing is vibrating from that type of holistic aspect. That is how you don't self-sabotage. The problem is that we slowing down the wheel. We got the wheel spinning backwards. We breaking the wheel.
And that's deep, because you got to understand what is a wheel. You know what I'm saying? When we say wheel, what actually follows after that sometimes is karmic wheel. You know what I'm saying? Or karmic cycle wheel or things like that. So when you have free will, that's literally just what it is. Free will or free reign to be in the cycle, but it's up to you to have that perception to be aware that you're in these cycles, that you are willing into existence.
Exactly. That you are willing into existence. Come on.
Exactly.
What is that? That is a magnetic word.
Exactly.
Willing it in. You know what I'm saying? You know, willing might as well be manifestation. It's the same. It's the same thing.
Same thing. Exactly. Same thing.
So before we go all the way left, let's tap in a little bit more on specifically what we talked about in the promo video. And so a lot of us are sabotaging our own blessings and sabotaging our own desires and sabotaging, saying that we want to, shift dimensions and we want to do this and this and that and change our reality and this and that, but we're sabotaging ourselves from actually willing it in because we're trying to force it. And so, as we spoke about in the promo, you have to get to a place where me and Kyle on the phone, we talking, right? And we going in on this is a real conversation, mind y'all. I'll let y'all know this shadow work is real. We had this conversation. This was something that happened between me and bro was having shadow work conversations behind the scenes, and it's a reflection back on y'all. But so we having the conversation, and it's like, matter of fact, me and Kai gonna have the conversation now because I was trying to make it, but it's like, no. So basically, I was coming from a place of whenever you put something into the universe, you release it, you let it go, and you become one, and you walk into the I am of that. And if you say that I'm a millionaire, then you make millionaire decisions. You study what millionaires study. You walk and when you go outside, you dress and you feel and you vibrate and you talk and you do things like a millionaire would. But Kyle was speaking from a place of, superhero. I'm gonna give you that example so you know what I'm talking about, like to give you, because that was the best example you gave about the superhero.
So yeah, when superheroes like Thor, like what superheroes I was saying? Thor, I was saying like Shazam, all these superheroes, Black Lightning, all these superheroes, right? In order for them to get their power, in order for them to get their power, they have to muster up some type of energy, either through anger, through love, or they're projecting with their voice. You dig what I'm saying? So like Shazam, in order for Shazam to transform, he got to say Shazam. So with these manifestations, it's more of a commanding, as opposed to it being more of a you feeling like you begging, or you feeling like you're like demanding source to, manifest something for you or things like that. But it's really in the sense of commanding it because it is your power. This power is you, and you're just calling it back home. You dig what I'm saying? So Captain Marvel as well. Yeah. So we self-sabotage in moments like that because, again, we're talking about this will, right? We are waiting for these manifestations to happen, like I said in the promo video, and all these things happen. Then something low vibrational and then the manifestation happened. But why is it like that? Well, again, back to this wheel analogy. The reason why you're not supposed to force your manifestations is because it operates as a wheel. A wheel, when you give it a little push, what will happen? You won't have to push it no more. It's gonna roll on its own. So it's the same thing with these manifestations. That first initial low vibrational moment or high vibrational moment or spur of energy, that is that initial push for you to let go, release the manifestation, and just allow it to magnetize and have faith in source.
And that's where you become one with it. You see what I'm saying? See, like we said, we're not begging, we're not, whenever this is the thing, you can say in your walk in the reality, you can say, I'm not trying to force nothing, but subconsciously you're thinking about it every day. I just gotta have it. Oh man, I just That is the same energy, and that is the same thing, and that's going to create a blockage.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And so sometimes we sit and we wonder why this not happening, and we know we powerful.
That's the problem right there. My fault, cut you off, guys. But yeah, like that's the problem right there. Like, back to the basics again. We have to understand that our thoughts are just thoughts, and that's that. And when we begin to dive deeper on these thoughts, when we begin to dive deeper on it, oh man, this manifestation, this manifestation, that. We're still feeding energy into that thought form. And I always tell people this: when you feed energy into a thought form where you're just paying attention to it, or whatever the case may be, it's going to gather as much information about it as it can, because that thought form is an actual conscious entity, which is why you can think and have so many different perspectives on it. It's going to gather all the information that it can. It's going to then formulate a consciousness around the information that it just gathered from its environment. And then it's going to project itself into your reality from you, because your anniversary creates your reality. Your thoughts create your reality. So now you have this being following you around that you're not even aware of. You have this heaviness over you, wondering why you can't manifest. You know what I'm saying? It's because you're creating these servitors, is what they're called, and they're walking around. They're siphoning your manifestation energy because this is what they feed off of now. They know that it's powerful. You know that it's powerful. So you have to claim back that power and understand that, let me stop feeding into these thoughts. Let me just change that altogether and understand that this manifestation is coming. These things are happening. You dig what I'm saying?
So let's go here, right?
That's my favorite quote. That's my favorite quote. Twisted type is, there's a will, there's a way. I say that all the time, man. That's the first thing Shrek ever taught me. Donkey from Shrek, he said, there's a will, there's a way, and I have a way. And I live by that.
And that's deep. Well, there's a will, there's a way, and you are full of wills.
Exactly.
So you always got a way.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of twisted happening to me right now, because I'm looking at my notes as a quote that I created, and you said I love that quote, and I'm like, what's bro talking about, bro? Like, am I sharing my screen right now? You know what I'm saying?
No, straight.
But no, if there's a will, there's a way. That's powerful. So, what if I told you love is not just the action word, but a vibration that penetrates the magnetic field of our heart space? Let me say, dang, why are we talking about love? Once again, the only way we're self-sabotaging ourselves is through fear. That is the root of all these other actions. And the opposite of fear is love. So when we understand that love is not an action, because what creates fear? Fear is based off of what type of action will happen. You're fearing a result. You're fearing the effect. You know, it's at the cause and effect. You fear the effect. So that's where fear comes from. But when you understand love, it automatically removes fear, because you understand that it's not about the actual action that's being projected and what happens after, but actually the actual feeling and the vibration and the wholeness and the awareness and the chills, the whatever it is that it brings, the warmness that you get, you know what I'm saying, when you see your family and when someone do something kind and you're broken, you know what I'm saying, that love is not based off of action, but it's based off of vibration. And so I want you to understand that fear is based off of action. Until fear is into an action form, it is only an illusion. Therefore, fear only has power when you will it into existence. You see what I'm saying? Love, you are love. So it's actually easier to love than to fear.
That's deep, because we were just talking about that at the beginning. You got a descend and ascend. So when you are tapping into a fear, you're ascending a consciousness from that shadow realm, that shadow verse. That is a part of you, but like we said in previous episodes, fear is only an aspect of yourself that needs to be utilized in circumstances to actually help and push you to grow. You know what I'm saying? It's a form of pressure that you allow to, you utilize it as an aspect of yourself and not allow it to reign over your life. But in certain situations, you wouldn't be able to push through if it wasn't for that fear driving you. And you keeping yourself grounded and knowing that, oh, I'm feeling this fear, I'm feeling this. Let me tap into the frequency of love now and actually push through it. You dig what I'm saying? So that's even deep, because here on this earth plane, it's supposed to be love. You dig what I'm saying? But it's been hijacked and diluted by way of our consciousness, and now we have to descend that program back down from the cosmos again.
So peep this out, family. And first and foremost, I gotta say this, you know what I'm saying? Shadow Work Sundays, mama is in the building. So peace to mama, you know what I'm saying? I always gotta show love and gratitude. You know, so let's think about this, right? In the industry, right? They push murder music, fear. The R&B music, they push, you're gonna get your heart broke. Niggas ain't this, females ain't this, fear. So if you really understand, you know what I'm saying, and we simplify this, everything around you is fear versus love, and love versus fear. So if we had to say, you know, straddling the fence is self-sabotage. That's the warm energy. Because in that energy, you're doing things that are positive for you, and then you're doing things that are counterproductive. That's why self-sabotage is so confusing. It's hard to see it as a reflection of ourselves, because you're like, well, I'm doing this, but they doing this, but you're allowing them to do this and do that. You see what I'm saying? So every part of the equation, we are willing to resistance, whether it's through the way you love them, the way that, you know, maybe you need them, maybe you're dependent on them. We become codependent on people and they self-sabotage us, but we allow them to sabotage us based off of what they're giving us because they're filling a void in our life. Sometimes people are our crack. You see what I'm saying? So think about when somebody is doing a drug or drinking alcohol, excessively doing whatever they're doing it because of something. I ain't no lie, you kind of threw me out. You said like you can say something.
Well, I was gonna say, what if they've been so in a cycle of what they're doing that they're not aware of their self-sabotaging themselves.
Well, that's the point. That's the point. That's why it's so easy for us to self-sabotage ourselves. Right now, we're all doing something right now to self-sabotage ourselves that we can't see. So the key is to do self-evaluations every day. Now, how do you do these evaluations? You have to first look at self, right? So it's kind of like guilty until proven innocent. You have to look at yourself not like the bad guy, but you have to look at yourself as like, so my wife, right? She normally she will frustrate me, bro. Because it'll be something that somebody did to me. We know clearly that they did something wrong, and I might have whatever, but I ain't really they really playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she should be riding for me, and she'll tell me directly whatever I could have did better. No matter how wrong that person was, that's how we don't self-sabotage ourselves. We always hold ourselves accountable, even in situations where somebody else has wronged us. You see what I'm saying? I feel like the highest level of integrity, is the man that can walk in the room and apologize for someone else's wrongs. We have to have that level of courage, that level of ego balance to be able to go to ourselves and say, yo, bro, they fake, they snakes, but you didn't have to entertain that. And then we look at that and we say, okay, how do I change this? How did I get in this situation in the first place? Why did I even go over there? Why did I stay on the phone? Why did I da-da-da-da? We analyze that, and now we got to do shadow work on why were we allowing this person to sabotage us through love. I said in the song, I was confused about love, so I gave it with fear. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of us, the cold thing is we don't love because of fear, and also we stay in situations that don't love us because of fear. You see what I'm saying? Everything is a reflection of love and fear in our life. Right now, me and you are able to do what we're doing on this platform and vibe behind the scenes and all this because we are not vibrating from a place of I don't fear, Kai's downloads or Kai's the God body in him. I love it, and vice versa. So therefore, you know what I'm saying?
I think that was the answer to my question right there at the end. And just to scale it all down for the tribe, if everybody is your reflection and you're not aware of where you're self-sabotaging, the key is to look at the things when you're having encounters with other people. The key is to look at the things that, and I'm talking about they real subtle. You dig what I'm saying? It's real subtle because you may be talking to somebody and you may have a slight feeling or a slight thought, and you may not act past it because it's so fast and it go past. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So it's when somebody doesn't meet you with that same energy, that same love frequency, that's when you can tell, oh, this is a bad reflection of myself. You dig what I'm saying? And now I gotta be on my P's and Q's and not really pulling punches because it's gonna be inevitable. Like there's times where I'm talking and I'm aware, oh, this here it go again, and I try to pull a punch or I'll try to be woosah, and it'd be like, fuck it, let me just amp out, you know what I'm saying? And I amp out, and then I realized why I needed to do that, why, you know what I'm saying, to really take the fullness of the accountability of how I was self-sabotaging in this situation and how that person was for themselves. You dig what I'm saying? And vice versa. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, that's deep, bro, because y'all really understand what he's saying, in a multi-dimensional way. I call it a metaphor though. So we self-sabotage ourselves as well by suppressing our emotions for people. By trying to make sure that we that high vibrational person. What happens if you try to suppress a volcano? Like bro just said, it's going to still explode. You know what I'm saying? It's still going to erupt. You're not going to stop a volcano from erupting. You know what I'm saying? So you might as well let it go through the process and then create obsidian. And therefore, now you build up walls of protection after you release that fire.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Now I'm lit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm feeling different tonight. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. Peace to the tribe, man. Once again, much gratitude to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and there's some, like I said, it's some big things coming up. You know what I'm saying? So. Y'all definitely be patient, but I tell you, we are definitely shifting and creating our reality. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna definitely show y'all in real time, and we're gonna grow and we're gonna elevate together. You know what I'm saying? Like facts. Don't let your current situation determine your future. You know what I'm saying? Something that Will Smith said in the After Earth movie was that people like fear is an illusion. It's only real in the future, or something like that. Like when you focused on the future, you know what I'm saying? Like, so don't live in the future, live in the now.
That's facts.
I say. So let's talk about this. Don't wait on getting money to be happy, or to be joyful, or to feel like that. Life is finally this. Money don't create that. You know what I'm saying? And I'll use me and my wife as an example. We done been through all type of situations. You know what I'm saying? We've been married 9 years. You know what I'm saying? And been together longer than that, and been through a lot of situations where we didn't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? No food, no furniture, a little bit of food, maybe a little bit of, some sandwiches and whatnot. We in the living room, we ain't no TV, we in there playing board games, lit, having a good time, living like somebody in a mansion, you know what I'm saying? Like we in a joyful, I'm talking about telling stories, like making the most amazing times ever. You know what I'm saying? Having domino competitions, you feel me? Like playing Monopoly. We in here doing our thing, we having a good time. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have nothing but us. We barely had anything. And to the world, another couple would have been arguing, fighting, depressed. So we have to understand, like, today I told my wife, she woke up and, you know what I'm saying, she's a Virgo, she could be a big baby sometime, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, baby, you dig? But she was, she was kind of whining. I said, babe, what you whining for? She was like, I don't know, nothing. And I was like, shoot, Yeah, I got gratitude, baby, because I woke up. You got breath in your body. I got breath in my body. Look at you. You know, so I woke up to an amazing person. You woke up to it. Just that alone right there got me lit. And that's how we have to live our life. You know what I'm saying? Because if you wake up like that and you have gratitude for what people would say the small, they call life the small things. Somebody say, yeah, I woke up and I was grateful for my breath. You know, I had to thank God for the small things. Everything outside of that is small because you wouldn't have access to that without that. So with us operating, putting things outside of the breath of life before us, you know, putting things before the breath of life is self-sabotage in itself. Whenever we show gratitude to monetary, material things before we show gratitude for the breath in our body. You see what I'm saying? My fault, bro. I'm chilling.
No, I love that. You know what I'm saying? Because where self-love is therapy. You dig what I'm saying? Like you gotta have that's a must. You know what I'm saying? It's just people have to understand what that means. You dig what I'm saying? To love self and to honor self and to give gratitude to self and to understand things like the string theory and things that just everything is interconnected. You dig what I'm saying? So like the guy said, if you are not holding reverence for self, if you're not talking to yourselves, nigga, you ever talk to yourselves? You ever talk to your toenails or something? Like real spill, like these parts of your body listen. Like your body, that's one thing that I've been realizing way more has been the most trippiest thing, and which has been helping me to be more aware of when I self-sabotage and when I don't, is it's like I'm now viewing life from all different viewpoints and perspectives. I can see in first person, second person, third person, and like fourth person. It's like the craziest thing ever. But like, it's helping me to stay aware of just my environment and how things are literally. It's kind of like when you swim in a pool and like you move your arm this way and you see the water move. It's like that now when you're in this reality to where everything, every movement, every thing that you do, especially when you're in nature, it's instantaneously sending you back stimuli and information and feedback on things that you are doing. You dig what I'm saying? So even aspects like that, like paying attention to how birds are looking at you, you know what I'm saying? And seeing how, I don't know, it's just like the most trippiest thing. Like it's just everything is becoming more alive again, and it's deep because everything around us has always been watching and aware of our own self-sabotaging, and now that it's coming more alive, these synchronicities is hitting, like they hitting, and it's like we really are pinpointing these things back to self now instead of, man, no, I seen that because I experienced this today because this person cut me off. I experienced this today because this person cut me off because at the 3 red lights ago I flicked them off. You dig what I'm saying? So it's a whole different level of accountability that we're cosmically all integrating right now.
No, facts. You know, life is breath, and without breath, you have nothing. Be graceful. Come on now. See, I like it because she probably meant to say be grateful, but I like that it says graceful. That is
Facts.
What is the etymology of grace? We're going live. Let me see this real quick. I need to see live. What is this? Same difference. Pleasing, thankful, related to grateful. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll say life is breath, and without breath, you have nothing. Be grateful.
I say.
You know what I'm saying? Like, family, everybody right now should be in a moment, in a place of gratitude, thankful that they're even, you know, here to be able to enjoy this moment of life. You know what I'm saying? And be grateful. And what's so deep is that, you know what's more powerful than being grateful for yourself? Showing gratitude for others. So as you at this moment, show gratitude for everybody that you love, that is here, that you can still hug. And we all know stories about our best friend, our mom, our cousin, whatever. We like, man, they could have not been here today. You know what I'm saying? Show gratitude for those people. Show gratitude because at the end of the day, so they might be crazy. You might can't talk to them. It might have hurt you. You know what I mean? You might hate them in certain parts of you, and you got to do shadow work and do some examination, but they still here. you still got the opportunity. So we gotta show gratitude for that. You know what I'm saying?
No, facts. Facts,
That's it.
man. I got a self-sabotage type question real quick for you, for everybody in the chat too. What could be something that you're missing out on? And your answer is going to depend in areas in your life where you're self-sabotaging and where you're not.
What could I be missing out on? And
yeah, just in your purpose, your journey, anything that you're doing.
That's a tricky way to word it, because I don't think I'm missing out on nothing.
It wasn't tricky. It's a trick question, but it's not a trick question. You dig what I'm saying? Because your answer should be now moment. You dig what I'm saying? If I'm focusing on everything that I'm doing right now, then I'm not self-sabotaging, because I understand that everything is for me. So if your answer, anybody in the chat, if your answer was anything other than that, then you need to focus on that and do the shadow work and understand, why do you feel this way about you missing out on this or missing out on that? You know what I'm saying?
No, facts. You know what I'm saying? We got to understand this. Show gratitude for your story, family, for the process. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, we complain, like, I've been through this and been through that, and ain't nobody been through this. Well, family, that's your story, though.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, write a book or something. If it's that crazy,
man,
you know what I'm saying? Monetize it.
And
you know what I'm saying?
That's the thing, man. Like we talked about that in a previous episode. Leaving something here so someone else can have a guide on something that they may experience that you already did. You dig what I'm saying? Like, that's also another form of self-sabotaging, because when you're not taking the precautions to get out all of this information, you can talk and do a video all day. You can, you know what I'm saying? But it's different as opposed to actually having it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a book or an ebook or a painting or whatever the case may be. So we also self-sabotage in that way, because that is also an area where our manifestations won't come into fruition. If we're not grounding that energy, we're self-sabotaging. If we want to do something, if we're looking to get more of this or become more of this, if we're not finding symbols and different arcane mudras and, you know what I'm saying, mantras and things like that to actually vocalize and ground that energy here, it's going to be very challenging for it to get here. It's going to get here.
Guess what? You're going to be like, dang, I feel this. You're going to be connected to these manifestations. And what's so deep is that you haven't grounded it, so it's not in the 3D realm. You just got your manifestations lingering in the 6th dimension, because you constantly are vibrating in us so high, thinking so, and you ain't came down to the fact of making it your reality, becoming one. Like millionaires and billionaires, obviously they wake up with gratitude, but they also wake up living a millionaire life. They don't wake up like, how like the type of guy that come in the room that got to prove himself, I'm a man guy, he got to tell everybody that he's a man. That energy is obsolete when you really operating. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to walk around and say, I'm the man, I'm the millionaire. We just be that.
Exactly. Because that's also another form of self-sabotage. Why you think ninjas and stuff, they operate they operate the way they do, in silence and they in secrecy and consecration and sacredness. You dig what I'm saying? Because also, let me, you know what I'm saying, go back a little bit. Yes, you speak your manifestations into existence, but that don't mean speak them out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because you go self-sabotage in that aspect as well. This is why, you know what I'm saying, certain things need to be gate kept and certain things need to be kept towards self, because the only way that manifestation can actually come into this realm and it doesn't have to deal with somebody else is through you. You dig what I'm saying? So that energy has to come fully through your medium, through your avatar, through your channel, through your vessel first, before you can tell somebody about the manifestation. Because after that happens and then you do that, then that's when the connections, that's when the mycelium network of the manifestation begins to trickle outward. You dig what I'm saying?
I say. So, got a question. what are some ways you guys use to help change how to talk to yourself negatively, and how to self-sabotage by self-talk? And so for me, first I gotta go in on this because this is something I definitely dealt with. I used to call myself stupid, dumb. I mean, all type of worse stuff than that. First and foremost, family, you have to change your perspective of who you are and who you see yourself as. You know what I'm saying? Because if you feel like that's what you are, you're gonna speak that. You're gonna project that. So really, most of these words are projections of inner feelings, maybe that you're suppressing, that you don't want to, align with. So you block them, and they come out when you get upset. Also, you have to go and connect with who created this. Who was the person in your life that talked to you like this, that made you feel comfortable with talking to yourself like this and making it like, who validated this? Well, you validated it. Who presented it in the name of love that made you so comfortable, where you validated it and projected it back on yourself? You know what I'm saying? And so that's my answer with that.
And I would say utilize an aspect of, what would you call that? I don't know, like sternness with yourself. You dig what I'm saying? Because especially being a masculine, being a god, you gotta be. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we can't, oh, I'm a dummy, and then be like, you're not no dummy. You real smart. You can't do that with it. Sometimes you ain't no dummy. You know you smart. So you gotta really talk to yourself.
No,
You
for
dig?
sure.
Like that's literally what I do. Like if something happened and I may feel some type of way about myself, I may go outside, or I just may go by myself, and I'm just rapping to myself. I'm talking to myself like, bro, you know you're not this way. You know this only happened because this energy had to pass through you, so you can understand this aspect of it, so you can help somebody else that's understanding or going through this energy as well. So stop being so dramatic, because that's basically all we're doing is being dramatic, especially the masculine energy. We're tapping in with this dark feminine energy. We're in the rise of the matriarchy, so we're becoming very, very emotional. So we have to also ground that energy as well. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes be stern with yourself.
I say. Peace, family. You know what I'm saying? Got tribe in the chat.
I say.
So let's let's talk about relationships for a second. Sabotage. So I'm gonna ask a question. You know what I'm saying? Are you compromising because of fear of losing what you attached to? Keep in mind, when we talk about relationships, we talked about on this platform relationships in multi-dimensional forms. So we talked about like your spouse type of relationships. We talked about mother, father, family relationship. Then we also talked about car, house, different things, your phone, the relationship you have with it. So are you compromising because of fear of losing what you're attached to? So I'm gonna ask you first, Kyle.
So I'm about to say, you asked me that.
Most definitely.
Now, in this current state, I would say no, because now I understand what this all means. You know what I'm saying? So we hear the saying go around, if you love something, let it go, right? But what metaphysics brings in is helping you to remember that love is magnetic, right? So you're supposed to be able to let something go enough to the point where you realize that if this thing really loves me, it's gonna come back, because love is magnetic. You dig what I'm saying? So me personally, I would say no, because I understand that now. Like I ran through a whole scenario in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, all right, I love my dog. Let me just throw this nigga in the forest and walk away. Let's see what happens. And as I'm walking away, my dog right behind me, because I know he has that same type of affinity for me. You dig what I'm saying? So you can also use that same thing and scale it down. Let's say you're afraid of losing a home or losing a car, losing this. Go through that within your mind. You know what I'm saying? And play it out. Okay, you lose it. Now what? You just gonna sit there and be mad, cry about it? You gonna self-sabotage again after you just self-sabotage? You dig what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Nah, you can't do that. You gotta ground yourself and use that mind's eye. Use that different perspective now. Okay, I don't have a car. Maybe I start taking the bus. Maybe I start doing this. Maybe I start renting. Maybe I start, you know what I'm saying? now I get a new car because I'm still aligning with the energy that I can have transportation. I'm not aligning with the energy that I can't move. I ain't got a car no more. I can't go nowhere. I know how to still get around. So that energy is still there. It's just that sometimes we get too attached to the comfortability of how we've been using it. But understand that energy is formless. So it can be broken apart and taken away from that one thing that it was compromised in. You know what I'm saying? The avatar or the vessel of that energy. But if it breaks apart, the energy is still there. You just got to be fluid enough to tap back into it. That's why it's called flow state.
That's why it's called flow state. I'll say, yes, in some relationships, I think I have a fear of feeling like I'm being disloyal, like I owe some loyalty. But on my journey, I understand I have a loyalty to myself. So peep this out, family. I have a quote where that says, if they look at your self-love as selfish, they the problem. So you process that however you feel. But you know, I was a person and I am a person that I'm God tell you, you know what I'm saying? I'm real big on loyalty. I live and operate from the Wu-Tang perspective and the Wu-Tang, you know, model or formula, you know what I'm saying? So I understand loyalty, but you got to understand this, right? Sometimes we are loyal to disloyal situations. You see what I'm saying? And so that alone is self-sabotage, because if you're loyal to a disloyal situation, in return, you are self-sabotaging yourself. Now, I didn't say you can't love someone that's disloyal. That's different. But to be loyal, to be committed, to do that, you have to give energy. And that means that you have to put yourself on the line. And are you willing to sacrifice yourself? Can you afford to sacrifice yourself over and over and over for these certain relationships when, like you said, you're on the journey of self? You know what I'm saying? And in this journey of self-reflection, sometimes we say peace reflection, peace reflection, peace reflection in our shadow work, but we're not just looking at ourselves. We're looking at a mirror of us. Now it's a reflection of Joe, a reflection of, you know, of Tiffany, a reflection of, and we looking at, but we so blinded, we thinking this is ourselves. And now we are getting reflections, projections back on us of other people because we are doing self-work, but in this process, we still figuring this out. No. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you're doing shadow work, it's like this, family. When we go into new territory, it's like somebody that is, when you first wake up, and if you just walk right outside and the sun just blinds you and you kind of feel dizzy, you kind of like, when we go into these new places, these new memories, these new, you know, places of areas of healing, we walk in that mug and we get hit like with an explosion of light or of something that blinds us, and we have to find our vision, find our clarity, that's what the journey is about, is expanding and making, as you get closer and closer, this picture gets clearer and clearer.
No, thanks.
You know what I'm saying? But if you got people around you that's bringing blurry effects, you know, as you going through this, you know, then that's a self-sabotage, and you could be walking on this path and you will feel like you're not getting nowhere. You see what I'm saying?
No, facts. I would just like to add, Twisted, man, I got to commend you, you know what I'm saying, for even being able to break that level of shadow work down for yourself, because I know how challenging that is. Like, just for me personally, just to be able to figure out when something is happening and somebody's doing it to me and reflect it back to myself and then trace it back all the way down to this. I got to commend you for that, bro. And you basically got the answer for yourself. You dig what I'm saying? You said, I have a fear of feeling like I'm being disloyal or like I owe some loyalty. But on my journey, I understand I have a loyalty to myself.
Facts.
Peep your words now. Yeah. Peep how you just worded that. I have a loyalty to myself, right? You have to understand that you want to give loyalty. It's not that you don't want to owe somebody loyalty. It's that this is a vibration that you carry, being royalty. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah. You want to give this energy, but like you said, you don't have it within yourself yet. So you feel it, you know, there's a void. Now you just have to figure out areas of how you can be loyal to yourself. And that ties in to this to the solar plexus chakra, to the sun chakra, to the will. You know what I'm saying? The willpower. So where can in areas in your life can you be more disciplined to yourself? Where areas can you have more loyalty towards yourself and not allowing you to keep doing things? Again, back to that self-sabotage.
I see. Yeah, I'm loving this. I'm loving this build. You know what I'm saying? So let's transition to After Earth. I don't know if any of y'all seen this movie. Obviously, I know Kyle. You know, we talked about it. But that's the clip that was being shown during the record that we did. So After Earth is a movie with Will Smith and Jaden Smith. You know what I'm saying? Very deep movie. But I want to talk about specific things because it's not a decode. We might come back around and actually decode that movie though. But so in the movie, he basically says, you know, fear is not real, but danger is. I thought that was deep. You know what I'm saying? Because like
That's
I told
that's
you,
what
you
I'm
know,
up. You operated that correct aspect. Yep.
Yep, there we go. You know what I'm saying? Just that transition. So that's why I started going here. I was like, yeah, this is like a perfect, you know, alley hoop right now.
See.
And so when you think about that, you know, we talked about earlier how like, well, I ain't even got to explain it. Kyle just explained that. So yeah, fear is not real, but danger is. And so Will Smith had a situation, and I wish I could show the clip on here. I just don't want them to cut the live. But he had a situation. So there is a being that feeds and can see you and can sense you off of fear. So if you don't have no fear, then you know what I'm saying, it can't find you. Which is they didn't know this, you know, but they call it ghosting. You know what I'm saying? You know, so basically Will Smith faces this monster, you know, this shadow, you know, and he was being suffocated by it. It was on him. It was just sitting on him. It was just suffocating him. You know what I'm saying? And so he got hit in his shoulder. He got something sharp stuck in his shoulder, and he took it out. You know what I'm saying? He pulled it out, and the being let him go. And whenever he let him go, he looked and he realized that the being couldn't see him, because actually at that moment when he pulled it out, he disconnected from fear. Man, F this. You know what I'm saying? You're not finna just, you know what I mean? I'm not finna let you just take me out. And so he rose. And as he rose, that's what Kyle was talking about, when certain things happen in our life, boom, boom, they hit us, they shock us, they hit us in a certain way, and we get this certain boost of energy. Now it's about what we transmute it and what we do with it. So he embodied, you know, and detached from fear. You see what I'm saying? And so obviously he defeated the being, but he was invisible. Just grasp the aspect of that. He became invisible to this being whenever he overcame fear. You know what I'm saying? So we are invisible to fear when operating out of love. You know what I'm saying? Love is a form of awareness as well. You see what I'm saying? We use fear against ourselves at times and end up freezing up. And then
Chico,
we turn fear into danger. You know what I'm
Chico,
saying?
we need a sound button, nigga. Chico, like for real. Because no, that's facts. Like, and I'm a perfect example, right? The police, right? We're programmed to have a certain type of fear over the police, right?
Right.
Now it's like, I don't care about the police. They're the same person as me. They just drive a car, act like they can do something, whatever the case may be, right? Now it's to the point where when I'm driving, I'm going in, bro, the police don't even look my way. And I got dark tints on my car, whatever the case may be, because I let go of that fear. They're no longer see that this being in this movie is you. Everybody has it. Everybody can pick up on someone else's fears and vice versa, subconsciously or consciously. It does not matter. But it allows for you to let go of that attachment to the fear, so that if they do pick up on fear, it passes straight through you and goes to the next person, because you became invisible to it. You became susceptible to it, permeable to it. You know what I'm saying? It allows you can flow straight through.
I ain't gonna lie, we're gonna have to do a whole episode called ghosting, but I'm gonna speak on this a little bit right now because somebody asked a question. I don't like messing people's names, so I really don't say names, but I think it's Sharif asked a question and said, would awareness of fear and acknowledgement be considered ghosting? So I would say that I would say yes, because it's not necessarily a no. But in layman's terms, I would say ghosting is operating out of complete love. Moving from your heart space is ghosting. Because when you're moving from your heart space and you're moving with love, then that'll automatically help you to balance out, not operating out of fear. You see what I'm saying? So the only reason why we operate out of fear is because of lack of love, a lack of wholeness. There's something missing. It's incomplete love. Fear is an example of incomplete love. You see what I'm saying? And so yeah, so I would say yes, and to add on to it, operating from the heart space. Like Kyle's talking about the police and all that. I walk around knowing I'm divinely protected in many different ways because of me operating in how I move from my heart space. The heart space is your most divine protection that you can operate in on this planet because it is the most the projection, even though it's magnetic, it still has an aura. And so it permeates and vibrates very, very vibrant and very, since it is magnetic, it's pulling in. It's a superconductor. Yeah, so it's something that it's the ashe. I believe that all of our chakras, they all connect right in our heart space, and that's where the ashe is. The energy holds. Obviously, we know our life force, but I'm saying like the ashe energy, that ghosted energy, the energy of ghosting. You know what I'm saying, is in the heart space.
Nah, for facts. And
wow, somebody said they watched that movie today.
Yeah. Yeah, man, subtle, man, bro. She said the same thing to me the other day when we
About
end up
the
watching
promo?
the same movie. We watch the same something at the same time. I don't know how she be
Well,
doing that.
Well, Subtle hit me up. We were supposed to have a one-on-one about the promo video, about a certain question. Then I sent her the promo video, and she was like, "Well, I already got my answer." So she definitely been tapped
No,
in.
facts. I let her
Peace,
try,
I'm
man.
authentic, man. Peace, family. Peace, sis.
Nah, for sure, man.
Yeah, y'all definitely go watch that movie. You know what I'm saying?
No, facts.
So let's talk about the action of running from fear. What are we actually doing when we run from fear? Because that way we understand how counterproductive this is, how this is really like, the unwisest decision. When we run from fear, we actually empower it. You know what I'm saying? So when you face fear, it makes it weakens fear. When you look at fear like it's nothing, right? Like when constantly riding down the street, or like when I see constantly when we move, because obviously as a neuromelanated man on this planet, I'm definitely not gonna call myself black, especially in this context of what we're talking about. So as a neuromelanated being, you know what I'm saying, native indigenous being on this planet, I walk around like this is my land. You know what I'm saying? And so when we operate and we tap into that power, then we become invisible. You see what I'm saying? So the name of the movie is After Earth with Will Smith and Jaden Smith. And almost just them in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's cold. Like,
I know a lot of people, they face your fears, but like, y'all ever like touch something that's real? Like me, sometimes I just like to, in my human design, I touch, you know what I'm saying? And throughout my life, I've been realizing how I do this a lot. But I just would like, knowing something could hurt me, sometimes I would intentionally self-sabotage myself with physical touch to understand what this energy is. You dig what I'm saying? So you kind of got to look at fear like that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, y'all ever do a prank on y'all brother or sister? You drop some ice down their shirt or their pants or some shit, and now they running around. Sometimes you got to sit there and take that. It's like taking a cold shower. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you can do it, but you just don't feel like you can do it because how it's making you feel. You dig what I'm saying? But it's also a form of detoxification. The way I look at fear as well, because it's how they would say with something that's wrong or ailment with the body, they'll call it a dis-ease. Well, fear is also a dis-ease within the body. You dig what I'm saying? So it's also a form of detoxification. When you experience fear, it's the same thing with a retrograde. Just like how a retrograde allows you to get your shadow work done like this, when you experience fear, it allows you to alchemize it and actually move past it. You dig what I'm saying? Right. Instead of running from it, because it's just like if you a semi truck and you pulling one of them big ass trailers. Just that the fear will be the trailer. You will be the truck. So it's like you're pulling this fear behind you on the chain as you're trying to escape from it, empowering it, and in the same sense. When you gotta just turn around and pick it up. Sometimes you gotta carry aspects of, like I said, aspects of this fear with you, because it puts pressure on you. You dig what I'm saying? It allows you to have, like, for example, this is a story that I always give about me and anxiety. Anxiety is a very, very powerful emotion. A lot of people have it in a very, very low vibrational sense, but not many that I know of have experienced anxiety and transformed it into something high vibrational. I've experienced and suffered from anxiety throughout my whole life, for real. And when I got on my journey, I began to start meditating and just doing breath work. And it got to the point where I was doing so much breath work, and didn't know nothing about a chakra, nothing. All I did was know that I have a heart and know that I felt anxiety in my heart. So I was just breathing. I don't know how I was doing it without being conscious of it. I would just breathe and bring this energy to my heart that I was breathing in. And I would do this every single day for about a year straight. And then I remember the last time where it, like, this energy fully alchemized. I exhaled, and then my whole body began to vibrate. Like, I'm talking about, felt like a video game controller, but I wasn't moving. So it was weird, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't see myself going like this, but it felt like I was vibrating. And then after that, I felt like this energy go around my whole body. It wasn't like touching my skin, but it felt outside of my body. And this is when I started to tap into information about auras. So I'm like, oh, so this probably got something to do with that. So when I go into public places around that time, when I went to public places, I had to be in and out. I'm talking about, if I had to do some shopping in Walmart, 5 minutes tops. I'm in there and I'm out, because the energy was too heavy. So when I did this work and transform anxiety into something more high vibrational, it went outside of my auric field and it covered me. And it allowed me to sense anxiety that was in the external environment and actually be aware of it. So it was a beacon, it was a radar for me to sense low vibrational energy. So this is something that we have to be aware of. Exactly. So these low vibrational energies are descended. They're in this lower plane. You know what I'm saying? Self-sabotage, all these things are in this lower plane. We have to bring it up and allow it to pass through our avatar to reach the higher plane, to understand what it really is, and then ground it back. You know what I'm saying? To actually put it into practice, into utilization now. The same thing we was talking about. You gotta allow this fear to pass. You gotta allow this energy to pass through you, because if you don't, you won't fully understand it. You dig what I'm saying? We're energetic beings. We're cosmic channelers, and we're cosmic processors of information. If you're not allowing your avatar to process the information because it may feel too large for your hard drive to actually compute, then you need to go back and look at your hard drive, man. You need to go back and look at your mind yourself.
More self-reflection, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. So we about to tap in, you know what I'm saying? This is a perfect, once again, you just keep hitting me with the alley hoops, you know what I'm saying? We're about to talk about basketball a little bit too. So so your true power activates when you face your fears. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, boom. You know what I'm saying? Kyle just broke that down. You know what I'm saying? In a very holistic fashion. So a lot of times we self-sabotage because we feel we're not ready. You know what I mean? So let's talk about this, right? So truth is, you may not be ready, right? Let's just pause there for a second. You may not be ready. You know what I'm saying? So don't let the fact that I'm not ready stop you. That is a weak mindset, and that is a mindset of not respecting the process. You see what I'm saying? Because when you were born, you weren't ready to walk, but you're walking now. And I'm gonna give that example before I go into this next one. So this is like a designed NBA player that's a child, right? That has no coordination, can't shoot, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? They desire to be the greatest basketball player on the planet. You feel me? Even Michael Jordan wasn't good in high school. You feel me? So your greatness is in the process. You know what I'm saying? So we have to understand, stop self-sabotaging ourselves because we feel we're not ready. Go for it, family. because anybody that you look at as great. So it's a song, a DJ Khaled song by Chris Brown, Keisha Cole, and Neo. It's called Legendary. And in the song, Chris Brown say, legends aren't born, they're created. You see what I'm saying? So we have to walk in that type of energy.
Yeah, man. Like that's, to me, I feel like that whole phrase right there in itself is unfinished, which is why a lot of people get stuck or get stagnant and self-sabotage. They say, I'm not ready. You got to finish the sentence. You got to say yet. You know what I'm saying? Yet, right? And I just real quick looked up the etymology of the word yet, and it means to pour and to flow. You dig what I'm saying? So you casting that spell, that word spell over yourself, it automatically sets you up to be in a program of, oh yeah, I probably can't do it right now, but give me a day. You know what I'm saying? Give me a week. You know what I'm saying? Give me an hour. I bet you I could do this. You know what I'm saying? And apply that to your life. You dig? Like, also tap into aspects of do some research on mirror neurons and see how in your life you've been embodying aspects of your mirror neurons and seeing how you may pick up something and then actually be able to replicate it. You know what I'm saying? So that is also another form of you knowing that, yeah, you can't do it now, but that don't mean I can't do it. You dig what I'm saying? So a lot in my life, I've been realizing how much of a photographic memory I have. You dig what I'm saying? And I don't allow people to kill my courage when they say, oh, you ain't gonna be able to do that. Or I just get the vibe from like, man, he ain't about to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then I tap into this frequency of this yet, and I do it. You dig what I'm saying? Because I was constantly being told that, and time again, I prevailed through it. So I'm familiar with the energy. I broke it down from its physical attachment and allow it to just be free forming and fluid, and then tap back into it through a new system, through a new setting. You dig what I'm saying? Same thing with this matrix. This matrix is being broken down. But that don't mean that it still ain't gonna be a matrix. It's gonna be a more high vibrational one that is more equipped for the needs of these beings, these avatars that we have.
I say.
Facts. That's facts right there, subtle.
The cave you fear to enter holds treasures you seek. Come on now. Big energy. You know what I'm saying? That's another gem. I'll say. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasures you seek. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. I had to say it one more time because I was, you know what I'm saying, you can't butcher something like that. It's
you gotta thrice it. In fact, so you gotta think about that, bro. On this journey, we went down to what? We all here right now on Shadow Work Sundays because every single one of us on our journey did this one thing. We went down a rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how all of our different rabbit holes lead to the same nest. Like
exactly.
Deep.
Exactly. Facts. You know what I'm saying? And so
facts.
We talk about this rabbit hole. We talk about this reflection. We talk about love. We talk about fear. We talk about all these different projections and reflections, right? And all these different aspects. So to ground the energy and to ground the message, these things you often complain about in your life are really you. You can't deal with certain type of people because subconsciously they are just like you.
And that's a tough pill to swallow sometimes because you don't even realize how much of these people are like you until you don't like what they're doing. And then you be sitting there by yourself, because I'll be doing this. You be sitting there by yourself. Man, that really made me mad when they did that earlier. Like, I can't even trip though, because I be doing that too. You know what I'm saying? So like, you can't pick and choose. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you gotta reflect back to self always. That's the main thing. Like I said, we have to understand that we are literally creating our reality more and more intentionally as each upgrade, each activation, as each thing commences. We're subconsciously and consciously creating our reality more and more, whether we realize it or not. You dig what I'm saying? And that also goes through the connections that we have with other people. So check your circle. You dig what I'm saying? See if there's anything in your circle that's a square or a triangle, because it's just reflecting angles of energy back to you that you need to bring back into circumference back into a karmic cycle or cyclical nature of transformation and perfection, so that y'all can actually be what y'all need to be as a whole.
I say.
It's a mirror dimension. Facts.
Man, you know. So yeah, y'all know the vibes, man. Like, you know, I'm grateful, you know, to be tapping in with y'all, you know, to be tapping in with the tribe. You know, if y'all got any questions, we are now opening the floor, you know what I'm saying, to Q&A. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got any questions, you know, obviously pertaining to the subject and what we're speaking about. Podcast, I say.
Yes, man. Anything that we touched on that y'all was like, I don't even know what that is, or you know, it's your chance to get some insight on what it is. You know what I'm saying? Some links, some books, or you know what I'm saying, something that we tapped into this information on.
I say. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know, be on the lookout. A lot of big things coming. You know what I'm saying? Elevation is here. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we are definitely excited and cooking up some things behind the scenes, and you know, yeah, you know, I'm excited about. I'm excited about season 7. You know, I'll say between season 7 and season 9, yeah, it's up. You know what I'm saying? We're in season 6, so y'all get ready. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for sure. It's gonna be a whole different vibe, tribe.
Mm-hmm. You know, also I'm gonna hit y'all with a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, the exclusive. This is the tribe. It's on her on live, obviously. So next Sunday, I'm excited to be announcing, because obviously to be announcing the promo, but in a very different way. Y'all know we on our, we you know what I'm saying, we on our acting, our skits, razzle dazzle. You know what I'm saying? So, but next Sunday is Mother's Day. You know, so just to give y'all a heads up, I know we have mothers. That's a more relatable area for a lot of people. They don't like to talk about the healing, the spiritual, the all that. Well, you know, my mother will be on next episode. You know what I'm saying? So we'll have a mother on the show in real time, and we're gonna get it in, and we're gonna dialogue. So, you know, tell your mother, tap in with your mother, and you know what I'm saying, tell, you know, if you ever had an opportunity to bring mama and let her tap in Shadow Work Sundays, this is actually going to be one of those opportunities.
No, facts.
I say.
Facts.
You know, drop how y'all vibrating in the chat, family. You know, how you vibrating, Kai?
Man, I don't know. I'm over here, bro. I'm finna really jump out my seat. I'm trying to keep myself calm. I don't know. It's like these episodes be having, it's like a whole different vibe, like a whole different frequency. I'm over here lit.
I say. I looked at the time and I was like, it's only been an hour and 22 minutes.
Right.
I was like, I thought we'd been here for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I would say I'm vibrating the same way. You know what I'm saying? Definitely in gratitude, lit. You know what I'm saying? Lit to be tapping in with the tribe.
I say, man.
I'm trying to see, man. I feel like there's one more. You know what? I'm gonna play the song again. How about that? Yeah. We're gonna tap into the record one more time before we tap out. You know what I'm saying? So
I say.
Yeah. Just to help ground this energy, because that's what I feel like. You know what I'm saying? I need to get a little more, you know what I'm saying, a little grounded, man. We lit, like, you know what I'm saying? I never so say 9 out of 9, you feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
Oh, so now that y'all know, we can talk about After Earth, the movie. We can talk about fear. We can talk about, y'all watch this scene, and in the middle of this scene, he's going to ghost. He's not going to be ghost at, he's not going to ghost at first, but you're going to actually see him. Yep.
Yeah, still, it's still shadow work. Yeah, still shadow work Sunday.
Look in the mirror, I was scared of myself. Saw my shadow in my reflection, it told me watch the step. Just when nobody else there, I went there for myself. So confused by love, I gave it with fear. Look in the mirror, I was scared of myself. Saw my shadow in my reflection, it told me watch the step. Just when nobody else there, I went there for myself. So confused by love, I gave it with fear. I'm moving a mile a minute, but I ain't getting nothing finished. Am I making the right decisions? Am I losing my intuition? I thought they was really focused on the winning. Now they got hate in them, but I'm gon' handle business. This my life we talking about. Ain't talking about nothing but talking loud. We had to speak like I hold the top. I knew I would make it, I called it out. Self-reflection, I'm the lesson and the blessing. Was born ready. In this war, I am the weapon. Divine stepping, me and the tribe connected like intersection. I'm building my collection, playing cosmic Tetris. Me and Kai shifting dimensions through a text message. Getting upgrades through shadow work, my energy electric. Mirror, I was scared of myself. Saw my shadow in my reflection, it told me watch the step. Just when nobody else there, I went there for myself. So confused by love, I gave it with fear. Look in the mirror, I was scared of myself. Saw my shadow in my reflection, it told me why to step. Just when nobody else there, I went there for myself. So confused by love, I gave it with fear.
Like you can see, we doing shadow work. Did you know you supposed to heal your ego, not just make it hurt? You gotta change the turn. We've been nerfed, numb to frequencies, like you not disturbed. We emerge, changing all these cycles. Really, what's a curse? Hey, what's a shadow verse? Me in this verse, I'ma keep it real and teach you how to heal your trauma first. Me and King can really help you see what your soul deserves. Alchemize anxiety in your heart so you can get off your nerves. Our time is now, we don't need to learn. Remember everything that is inside, even if it burns. Full moves to cleanse you, you can feel the pull. The dark side is not evil, it's where you
look in the mirror, I was scared of myself. Saw my shadow in my reflection, it told me watch the step. Just when nobody else there, I went there for myself. So confused by love, I gave it with fear. Look in the mirror, I was scared of myself. Saw my shadow in my reflection, it told me why to step. Just when nobody else there, I went there for myself. So confused by love, I gave it with fear. It can't find me. Doesn't even know where to look. And it dawned on me, fear is not real.
Your ego, not your.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all already know the Vibes family. Much gratitude to y'all for tapping in with us. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be live. Y'all already know again next Sunday and the Sunday after that, and into infinity and beyond. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all. We are grateful, you know, for this time. And until next time, peace, abundance, healing, and prosperity. Peace.
Candlelight in the rising and I feel amazing. Preparation for early meditation. No procrastination, only elevation. I'm working with a power that can heal a nation. How you vibrating? How you vibrating? How you vibrating? How you vibrating? Vibes on serious, on vortex like a pyramid. No reflection make the mirror flip. Makerba is my inner king. Manifest. How you vibrating? Big energy. How you vibrating? I travel to other dimensions with all senses. Manifestation, the power of alchemized intentions. Telepathically speaking.